Welcome back to my channel. This is Let's Be Real with Brad. I talk about movies, TV shows, and do all sorts of fun and exciting videos on the channel. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video as it would be gladly appreciated. Today we are going to be talking about the new Disney Plus Marvel show, WandaVision. WandaVision is the first entry into Phase 4, while also being the first big budget Marvel show on Disney Plus. The series stars Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, as well as Kat Dennings, Randall Park, and Kathryn Hahn. I have to say, I really enjoyed this miniseries quite a bit, being something different and exciting than we have seen in previous Marvel content. It chose to follow the classic standardized television with releasing episodes weekly, which was a problem for many fans because we are so used to the binge watching era. But I think this was the right choice because it kept me and fans interested in seeing what would happen next. Before we hop in, this review will contain major spoilers, so you have been warned. Without further ado, let's dive right into the positives, starting with the concept of itself. I love the idea that Wanda could create this whole world from her personal traumatic grief to capture all the things she loves and make her own fantasy out of it. That's essentially what the entire show is about, but how they slowly reveal everything about the town and all the strange things that happen is what made the show so fascinating to watch. This concept made the series a character study on Wanda Maximoff, and I think that was a perfect way to go about it. I also really love the performances as Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany are excellent in the roles. They have cosmic chemistry together with the best scenes always involving them. This show wouldn't have worked without their terrific performances because they rely solely on them to work as a character piece. The visual effects and the grand scale of it were marvelous. I love that we are at the point where shows can have such massive budgets and be almost as elegant as a film. The visual effects look practically as good as a Marvel film, which brings all the hype and popularity together just because of how good it looks. Along with the significant CGI effects, the show relies heavily on each episode, showcasing a decade of the sitcom world, which is truly phenomenal to say the least. All the effects to make this black and white show look so damn realistic. Even as each episode goes on, the color and the look to the show has that 70s, 80s color palette where it doesn't have that proper 4K resolution to it that we will see later in the show. Last but not least, the show is very entertaining as you do feel the filmmakers did have a real passion for telling the story. Feeling as self-contained as possible, I know many fans were upset that their insane fan theories didn't come true, but I enjoyed that because it was very focused on the characters and story at all times. The writing is an exciting topic to talk about because I'm significantly down the middle with this. This is because many of the episodes have superb, memorable dialogue that is hilarious, emotional, and heartwarming. Or it was used in such a creative and subtle way that it made you confused but left you so intrigued that you wanted to know more. The show is very meticulous in what it is presented to us as the audience, which I enjoyed quite a bit. But when we get to episode 4, it feels like it shouldn't have been incorporated into the final product. The dialogue is horrendous, with every line of dialogue to be on the nose, with it feeling like it's talking down to the audience, like we aren't smart enough to hang on and see what happens. I understand why they did it because I think the filmmakers knew some people would be turned off by it, but this proves my point in episode 5 where they somewhat explain a lot of the same reveals but in such a creative, subtle way that flowed perfectly within that episode. It didn't unlock every little reveal so that we as the audience could look back and put it together ourselves. Episode 4 even explained how Wanda was editing out the scenes because that was part of the script. I thought it was self-evident by what happened in that previous episode. Episode 7 felt forced and a big waste of time. It was a humongous filler episode to incorporate the 2010s Modern Family, The Office, and Parks and Recreation era. The last 10 minutes were substantial because everything else is a tedious, unfunny waste of time that could have been incorporated into a different episode. My other negative is the sitcom aspect of it. I do appreciate and truly understand what they were trying to go for. I hate sitcoms as a whole, as I find almost all of them wholly unfunny and very annoying. So the show did a great job of not incorporating that, but I don't see myself going back and rewatching them. My other negative is that I didn't find any real world events to be all that interesting, whether it was with Sword, Monica, the primary boring bad guy who was head of Sword. I know it wasn't the main thing to focus on, but I found most of the scenes to be quite dull and not very interesting. They're trying to save all that into the next couple of projects, but I didn't feel remotely interested. Overall, I really had a fun time watching this show. Being so creative, new, and different made many fans uncomfortable with what they were watching, which is a good thing. It has fantastic performances along with a creative, episodic weekly mystery that did add to the show's excitement, even if many of the fans ruined parts of it for me. In the end, it was a well-needed character study of Wanda, as it made me fall in love with their character more than ever before. I am giving WandaVision a 7 out of 10. So, have you seen WandaVision? And if you have, let me know in the comment section what your favorite episodes were. As always, I will see you all in the next video.